Hey, we are live today at Story Collaborative. I'm Dave Mills. I'm the Chief Growth Officer here, one of the co-founders, and I am joined today by this intelligent and wise man. Introduce yourself, Chad.
Stop it. I'm Chad Alexander. I'm the growth-driven design engineer at Story Collaborative. And Dave, thanks for the introduction. Uh,
you know,
I
we.
he is like the Gandalf of this organization. So
Yeah, well, the truth is that I just got to keep buttering up because he's the one that makes me look good. So I have to keep saying nice things about him. So he does keep doing all the good stuff he does. So just a quick note: we use all this jargon sometimes. So growth-driven design, that's the
Mhm.
thing where we don't just launch a website and leave it, but we
Yep.
actually intentionally optimize it, hopefully every month, running
Yes.
experiments using data because we can do granular data tracking on our websites so that you can improve it and go from just a good website to an amazing website that really converts leads. So today we're going to talk about a problem that a lot of folks have, and I'm going to just show you a picture. I'm going to put it over my face for a second. And yeah, you might recognize this is probably from Scooby Doo. We're going to talk today about the problem of getting ghosted in the sales environment. Oh, my face will come back now. So, this is a problem for a lot of businesses, a lot of salespeople, a lot of sales managers. And, getting ghosted is this deal where you've got this a good deal happening or a good prospect you're talking to. Things seem to be going really well, and then maybe you send a proposal, and all of a sudden, poof, they
Yeah.
disappear. They don't talk to you, they don't respond to you, they won't pick up the phone, they don't answer their emails. It's like they fell off the face of the earth. And so it's a huge problem for
And if you're a
businesses.
flat earther, you would believe that. But anyways.
If you're a flat earther, you can fall off the edge of the earth whether it's flat or round, I guess. I don't know. If it's a saucer, you
It's
can
true,
see.
a cliff. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So it's a huge. Here's why it's such a huge problem. The first one is it's just really demoralizing when you have someone you've been talking to that you think is potentially going to be a good customer. You've put time and energy. You've researched them. You've learned about them. You've spent time talking to them. You've customized a presentation or proposal. You've written emails. You've put them in your pipeline. You've talked to your sales manager about them. They're in the pipeline. The business owner knows about them, and all of a sudden, this good lead goes bad. It reminds me of another set of jokes which we'll just stay away from today. But when good leads go bad. But the real issue is that it's a huge waste of ad dollars.
Yeah.
If you're running ads or you're paying people to build your organic traffic with content, and so this lead comes in, so it's a huge waste of ad dollars. So you lose there, and the estimate is that every lost lead is worth about 20% of your average deal profit. So whatever your average profit is on an average deal, 20% of that just walked out the door, disappeared
Jeez.
like a specter in the night. So that's a problem, and of course, demoralizing, wasted ad money. Then the third thing is it's also opportunity lost because you've spent time on this. So now you're
Right.
sales, so you're paying a salesperson, or they're working on commission. Now they're really frustrated, and so now they should have spent time working on something else, right? So you've got three losses here, all with this ghosted lead. So
Yeah.
that's a big issue, um, and it's frustrating for people. It's demoralizing, and it's really expensive. Um,
Mhm.
so here's what we realized. We realized that this is a problem for our businesses.
Mhm.
It actually is a problem for us as well. Um, and so, Chad, how does this create a problem for us as we're an outsourced marketing team that is
Mhm.
sales aligned, which means that we focus on aligning with sales and delivering really great quality leads to bring growth. So how does the ghosting of leads cause a problem for our marketing effort?
I mean, like you said, it's loss of time, it's loss of money, and it's demoralizing, right? It breaks your spirit down, and so your spirit down. Oh man, we got all kinds of jokes, guys. It's almost Friday. We're ready for it.
I should have got my
Um,
sound effects out for that one.
right. And so in that kind of sense, like, um, trying to like, going towards this lead and thinking that you have a good relationship here, and they just disappear. And part of it is that this journey is so much more online now. After COVID, it's like 70% is online now, 70-80%. So you're just like, man, like I could have gotten this person, but instead they just are gone. So it's and we've had this situation too where we'll be contacting somebody, and then we find through the grapevine that they've found somebody else, or they decided to do it themselves. Good luck. That's all I gotta say. Or they decided that we were too expensive, and that we're fine with, because it's like, okay, we're upfront about our costs, go for it. But like, it's regardless of the reason, it is like frustrating to have somebody that you've had a good rapport with, and they just kind of, like a bad relationship, they just walk out the door.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is frustrating. And so, like from our perspective, it's a myth that marketing and sales are separate. It's a reality in the sense that they have different cultures, different goals, different languages, maybe different management, but they don't operate separately. It's why we're a sales aligned marketing team, because we have to work with sales. So we build a really nice sales enabled website. It's really designed well. It's got a great buyer journey. It's got ways for people to respond. It's targeting the things that they care most about. It's really queuing up great leads for sales, and so then these leads go to sales. And as an outsourced marketing team, we're responsible to help generate and drive those leads to sales, qualified leads. And when a qualified lead goes up in smoke or in ether or whatever the appropriate ghost language is for cloud stuff, whenever that happens, that's not just a problem for sales. It's a problem for marketing too, because it's a qualified lead that was hard won and then lost.
Yeah.
So it really creates a huge problem. Now, and the other thing I think, Chad, is that a lot of times what's happening is this lead didn't just disappear. This lead, something happened in the background,
Right.
that
Yes.
caused this lead to not respond to us. And most often they're purchasing from somebody else, or there's somebody in their buying team or their buying committee who has brought another vendor in, or has in some way stopped the sale, or maybe even the person we were working with wasn't really very good at presenting what we were trying to do with them. So they weren't able to share it. So all those things are going on, but in the end, it results in just a pure waste of energy. Yeah, and we can resolve a lot of the issues that come on the marketing side. So you have an ad that's running and people are attending, and we can work on the conversions, right? Because the ad comes from to a page that we've created especially for the ad. It's not coming to the home page. It's going to a specially created page. We can work on that conversion to get more leads. But man, we don't want those leads to just disappear like that. So it's really painful kind of for everybody. And I think it's been a problem. So what we realized is that like this ghosting thing is causing a problem not just for the sales department, but it's causing a problem for us. We need to work with sales teams that don't have all their leads disappear. Right? We have to have partners that can close a deal. If they can't sell, then our leads in the end aren't worth anything.
Yeah. It's like you just pass them to the baton to the other runner, and they're not there. You're just like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll run this race myself. And a lot of marketing departments do that. They bring in a lot of qualified leads, and then nothing happens. And it's like kind of this number where sales is blaming marketing for bad leads or no leads, even though marketing gave them, and then marketing is blaming sales for not closing the sales, even though they did. It's horrible. Like it should be.
That's right.
In sync. Like, let's get our ghost score down. Like, let's work on this to where we can have something sustainable, where we can start seeing these numbers go down, the amount of ghosts that we have.
That's good. That's a great way to look at that. So kind of a circular firing squad, right? We don't want to be in that situation. And honestly, Chad, I don't blame the salespeople.
Exactly. No.
I don't blame them for having this ghosting problem. And one of the reasons I don't blame them is that, like in the last 2 years, buyers have zoomed way far into digital expectation. We talked about that in previous live sessions, how it used to be there was like 5 channels, 6, 7 years ago, and now it's 10 digital channels that buyers expect. They don't just want, they expect. As a salesperson, you can fluently move between these 10 channels and everything will work the same. And so the high buyer expectation, the digital demand on buyers or by buyers is part of what's creating the problem. And we have a lot of salespeople, some of them are honestly still using spreadsheets. Hopefully they're not using paper and pen, but many of them use spreadsheets, right?
Yeah.
But a vast majority of salespeople, they're just using email and they're using Zoom. And then some of them might do like some text messaging once in a while, but that's it for the vast majority of salespeople. And the buyer is not there anymore. The buyer is into 10 channels.
That's the bare minimum, right?
Yeah. So just doing Zoom and email. So I don't blame salespeople because and we view part of our role in being an outsourced marketing team is to do sales enablement, to resource salespeople with the digital tools. And to be honest, the marketing team, like, we have all the toys. We have automation, we have smart pages, smart forms. We have so many toys at our disposal, and we're the ones generating content. It's our responsibility, I think, to equip salespeople with these tools and help them. They do what they do really well. They have great customer insight. They're great working with customers. We've got to help them move over into this digital buyer space so that when we hand them a lead, that they can actually manage it without losing that lead or having that lead ghost them.
Yeah. Any barriers we can remove, that's what we need to do, and ultimately, like, if our content's good, if it's aligned with the buyer's journey and where they're going through the buying process, that will ultimately help the salesperson to do their job easier. Like you said earlier, with automation and all this stuff, like, if there's things they can set up to make their lives easier so they can get better commissions and they can get more leads through the door and into becoming customers, I mean, that's ideal right there.
That's right, and so that is some of the pushback from sales. Hey, I don't want to learn anything new. I hate CRMs. I like the way I do it. And a good salesperson has their own kind of personality, their own rhythm, their own approach, and nobody will want to mess with that. But there's you just mentioned the buyer journey. Part of our job is to build a sales-enabled website that actually pre-educates that buyer. So when they get to the salesperson, they actually know a lot more, and the salesperson doesn't have to spend all their time explaining the basics. And the truth is, if that buyer can't get it from your website, they're going to go to somebody else's website and get it
from somebody else's website.
Yeah. So exactly. So the problem, a lot of people have is that they don't build a buyer journey on their website. So when people come to the website, they even say, "I want a quote," or "I want to talk to you about buying something." The problem with that is they have actually gone and educated themselves somewhere else. So that means that some other company, your competitor, has educated them about the product, the industry, what they should be doing. But I really believe if you want to win in the sales game, you have to be the one educating the customer about how to buy in your industry. That gives you a chance to build trust. And that's what's supposed to be happening on the website. And then when that lead comes in, the capacity of the salesperson to really use all the digital tools and to keep up with the buyer, because the buyer's way ahead of us, right? So the salesperson's got to keep up with the buyer. So and just to kind of do behind, inside baseball for a second, like, we were thinking about this as a team, and we were just thinking about, we've got these customers that we work with, our clients, and they're having some trouble with ghosting leads, they're having trouble with digital sales, and it's causing a problem for us too. It's causing a problem that business owners aren't happy about that. They don't see the value of the leads because they just evaporate. And so we're scratching our head, like, what are we going to do? How do we fix this? And we, kind of the light bulb went off, and we went, oh, we actually have a digital sales system that we operate all the time. We're actually just sitting on the answer. It's right inside of our own organization, and we got it by going and spending a lot of time and money with some really high level sales trainers who
Yeah.
coached us, mentored us, helped us develop this system. So what we decided to do, and Chad's been involved in helping craft this, is we decided that we would just share it. We'd make it available to whoever wanted it, so that they could use it. And so we're doing that. We're giving away our sales system for two reasons. One is we want to help people not to be frustrated, right? And it's a great way for us to introduce ourselves by sharing something valuable with them. But the second reason is, and it's like kind of selfish, we want to work with good clients. And good clients have to be able to sell. If they can't sell, then we can't really help them. So
Right.
what was born was basically a system that we are going to share. I'm putting this one over Chad's face this time.
Yeah, nice.
So this is our system that we're sharing. It's the ultimate system for unghosting your sales leads, and it's really packed together. I'll put it right between us, Chad, so they can see both of us. There we go.
You're fine. Whatever.
There we go. Now we're both in the screen. Hey, that works pretty good.
Sweet.
Chad, there's something between us. Sorry. You already got the dad joke thing out earlier today. So
Exactly.
so this system allows you to really use the best practice tools for unghosting your sales leads, and it just helps every salesperson to up their game digitally and move up beyond just Zoom and email.
So let me give you like a specific example. You mentioned earlier about get a quote, right? So what a buyer will do if they're in the position of getting a quote, they're probably also getting quotes from 2 or 3 other companies, right? They just want to look at you by price. So a play that you would do is follow up with an email with a video in it that says, "Hey, I'm so happy that you considered us," and just kind of go through and say, "Hey, do you have any questions about this?" Send them resources to convey why your company is better than any of the other offers they're going to get. And sometimes it may be on price, and I think that's okay. Maybe they're not a good customer for you. Maybe they're foolish. Maybe they'll go through this buying process with the other person and realize, oh man, I should have went with you guys, right? But it has to be. You basically have to kind of like intercept from them becoming a ghost, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You got to pull them away from the oncoming train
That's
of
right.
bad commodity buying. So don't become a commodity. Become the company you're meant to be.
Yeah, so it's really about standing out in a way that other people cannot. And in most companies, company owners are getting hundreds of vendor emails every week offering them something, right? So go unghosting your leads. I get several hundred a week at least, and I can tell what they are from the subject line almost every time. So unghosting your leads is about recovering the leads that have started to disappear, but it's also preventing that from ever happening by just using really good digital sales strategies that go beyond the basics. So in the kit, in the sales system, what we're giving away, and just read the list. We're giving away. There's 11 explanatory videos that are in the system. There's sample email scripts. There's subject lines for key messages. There's things you should be avoiding doing. There's tools for both recovering and preventing ghosting of your leads. There are 7 specific proven unghosting tactics, and these are not things that we made up. These are things that we use and have proven, and we learned them from kind of high-level sales gurus, and they work really well. And then there's 3 unghosting playbooks that put those tactics together for specific situations. Also in the kit are the specific ingredients for each tool, and then some tools that will help you bring a deal to a close, which is always really helpful. Sometimes these deals just drag on over time. It's helpful to have stuff. And then there's also
the nail in the coffin.
That's right. There's another ghost joke. And so it's also important that you have a way to make sure that your prospect is equipped to champion what you're talking about with the rest of the decision team. There's tools in there for that. There's some workarounds when people are just not responding to you. There's very specific tools to recover ghosted leads and prevent ghosted leads. And then there's some other free tools in there as well. So we've kind of just taken all the good stuff in our sales system and put it together for you. Why don't you talk about the kind of the things we're also adding on, Chad, is in addition to the list I just gave, there's also additional 4 things that we're just giving away to make this even more valuable.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. The 5 there, is that what you mean?
It's actually 4 things. Well, it's actually 4 things
Oh,
plus something else. So it is 5, but
we're
so the first one is, it's 7 things that your sales team can stop doing right now. So we want
oh
to
yeah,
help
sorry,
you.
sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just helping Chad
I was
out.
on the wrong
Chad
bullets.
was ghosting me there a little bit.
Here, I
Um,
got it. Yep.
so 7 things your
Uh,
sales team can stop doing.
yep. Um, and then sales schedules for rocket powered digital sales. Um, you know, what's your daily schedule look like? And this will help you get better sales from it. And then
That's
powerful.
helpful because a lot of people are now in a remote setting, and so their
Absolutely.
schedule has really
Yeah.
changed, their environment's changed, and they need some structure. So this is good for sales
Absolutely.
managers.
Yeah.
This is actually a tool that
Yeah.
Chad helped develop, put together, and so it really gives the structure that you need for an effective day and effective week, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And especially with everybody being remote now, like some people need that focus, and
Right.
this will help you kind of achieve that schedule. And then powerful free sales tools you can use today,
Mhm.
and they're 100% free.
Yeah,
Um,
in fact, you'll just be able to let us know you want them, and you'll get these additional free sales tools. So it's really, I mean, free is always fun. You
yeah,
get stuff for
exactly.
free. Yeah.
And so let me just, because a lot of people are like, this seems to be good to be true. The essence of content marketing is that you give value. If you give value, it's kind of like like you give to receive, right? And so this is the reason why we're doing this is, one, we've struggled with this for a long time, and two, HubSpot and these guys, HubSpot wants to kind of take over website marketing, and that's who we use. And so a lot of this stuff, like stuff that we've developed, we want to give away for give you guys value. But HubSpot wants to do the same thing because they want to take over the website
Yeah.
space.
So it's an
So this,
investment. It's an investment of free. Yeah.
just to be level set expectations here, and then the sales and marketing alignment toolkit, and this is an excellent tool that Dave developed, and it kind of walks you through your goals, what your current market is, what your competition, like um, the thought escaped me, it ghosted me, but all kinds of stuff. And Dave can, yeah, I mean, check that out. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. So
There's videos in it that explains each spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet's easy to understand. You plug in like how much it costs to get you a lead and stuff like that. It's very, very cool.
it does help. I mean, aligning. For people that are RevOps leaders, and if you're not familiar with that term, it's revenue operations. So RevOps leaders, aligning marketing and sales is like a top priority
Yeah.
for all the reasons we've already been sharing about. But this process, if you don't have a RevOps leader, and most businesses don't, this process will take you step by step through the process of aligning marketing and sales, so that the finger pointing stops going both directions, and both teams get more effective. So this is included in the system, something that we use and we found to be extremely effective. And then the last thing that we've also included is a free coaching session on your digital sales, so we can talk really plainly about what's working for you, what gaps you might have, what other people are doing that's successful, and that's also included in this. So I'm going to put
And
the link up, Chad, for people that want.
cool.
Um, it's storycollaborative.com, no ghost, and so I'll put that up on the screen. And so if you want to get the system, you can just go on there. And I mean, we're nearly giving it away. And we're doing that basically because we would like to have lots of great partners to work with who know how to sell, know how to unghost their leads, and that's really our motivation for doing it. So, and of course, as Chad said, if you like it, you might like us, which would be cool.
Yeah. Hey.
And we'd love to work with you, or at least
Yeah.
talk with you. So that's our motivation for doing it, and we're giving
Yeah.
away a ton of value here that you
Well,
can enjoy.
I need to share another motivation too that I think we forgot. Busted makes us feel good. So there you go. There's another bad joke for you on a Thursday.
Who
But
are
in
you
all
gonna
seriousness,
call?
like
Hey, let me
But it
read it.
all. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go
Let
ahead.
me just tell a story from one of the salespeople that used these tools. And so we
Yes.
were coaching this sales team, and they were, kind of going through the process of looking at the different approaches that we share, the things that are built into the system. And one of them said, I have this lead. I have this. It's actually a deal. It wasn't a lead. It was a deal. And the deal wasn't closing. The client was not responding, and they weren't answering phone calls, emails, and it's like direct commission impact and then direct revenue impact on the business. And so they decided to use one of the tools, and they put to use the first tool in this kit, and they told us, hey, I did it. I got a phone call back in 20 minutes, and the deal got right back on track. So, we never know what's going on behind the scenes with the client, like what kind of crisis or fire they're putting out or what kind of dragons they're trying to slay. But these tools will go a really long way to helping you to unghost not only your leads and your prospects, but also your deals, plus upgrade all your skills with digital sales. So, hey, well, Chad, thanks for jumping on today. And I think
Absolutely.
hope this was valuable. So hopefully people will take advantage of this. And I'll look forward to seeing you next Thursday or maybe sooner.
You never
All right.
know. You guys take care.
Bye.